Oh, hey there, everyone, and welcome to Sharp Dress Gaming. I'm your host, Richard, and today we are back with XY Wi-Fi battles. These are Wi-Fi battles from X and Y. Of course, we are in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire now, but I've got a lot of battles saved up from when I didn't have a capture card, so every Wednesday we're going to go through one until I run out of them. So today, guys, we have a battle that I had against the Great Bulbasaurus, Pedro, if you don't know. Link for his channel will be in the description below. Great guy, part of Lumio Station. Go check him out. We had this battle. He was testing out his Wi-Fi when he was on his trip. So he wanted to make sure it worked well enough that he could do battles, so I battled him. And this is from back when I first started Wi-Fi battling, so I was quite the noob, and you'll see it in this battle, let me tell you. But I brought the Mega Alakazam, my first time using Mega Alakazam. Let me tell you, it was my last. Mega Alakazam, Noivern, the usual modest Choice Scarf Noivern that you've seen. This is Woofer, of course, from the PBL. Especially defensive Go-Goat. With Life Orb, which is really weird, but maybe it'll come in handy. The Stealth Rock, defensive Swampert, so we got our wall of Go-Goat and Swampert. I guess it kind of works out, because Swampert's weak to grass, and Go-Goat's got the Sap Sipper, so. This is also the time I was using Stantler quite a bit, so we got our Focus Sash Stantler, and we got the bulky Arcanine, so kind of a bulky, speedy team at the same time. Not terrible, now that I'm actually looking at it. But on his side, he's got the Nidoking, Choice Scarf or Life Orb's usually what you see from him. The Weezing, physically defensive monster. We got Donphan, another physically defensive monster, probably a mixed defense. Mega Aerodactyl, the Infernape, and the Toxic Croak. So we're going to hop in this battle here. I've got all my notes set up, and I promise, guys, there's going to be more live Wi-Fi battles coming to you. I've just got to get the time to get teams together, you know. So Pedro sends out the Toxic Croak right away, and I send out the Alakazam. Now, remember, I'm still a noob, so I'm like, oh, I got Mega Alakazam against a Toxic Croak that's 4 times weak to Psychic. Let's Psyshock this mofo. So I'm going to Mega Evolve into Alakazam. I completely forget Toxic Croak had Sucker Punch. I got too excited. I'm like, oh, Dry Skin. That'll be good for water types. Bop, Sucker Punch. He's going to punch Mega Alakazam right in the face, and that's the last time I used Mega Alakazam in a Wi-Fi battle. So Mega Alakazam dies. Sorry, I was just trying to get on the bed more. I'm like hanging off the edge. So I'm going to bring out Stantler, just get the Intimidate off and try and do my shenanigans, which if you guys saw the last XY Wi-Fi battle, you'll know what Stantler does. Go for the Thunder Wave. It will get the Toxic Croak paralyzed, which is always nice for a speedy Pokemon like Toxic Croak. He's going to go for the Swords Dance, so now he is at +1. Since we did get the Intimidate off. I will use the Confuse Ray, maybe get Confusion Hacks, especially when he's powering up his attack stat. He does not get Confused Discern or Paralyzed for that matter, and he goes for the Poison Jab. I'm like, oh, that's fine, I got Focus Sash, I'll live that sucker. He gets the Poison. So, Stantler's going to go down, unfortunately, before I can get a Zen Headbutt off. If I would have went for Zen Headbutt this turn, it probably would have been better, because, 4 times super effective once again, but there goes Stantler. So I'm going to bring out the Arcanine. Bulky Arcanine should be able to do Toxic Croak pretty well, especially after Intimidate, bringing him back down to neutral, which is a pretty nice right there. He's going to withdraw the Toxic Croak, knowing it really can't do anything. And he brings out his Aerodactyl, getting the pressure up. I actually go for the extreme speed here, just in case he wanted to Sucker Punch me or something. And I'm going to withdraw Arcanine just because Arcanine doesn't want to be in against an Aerodactyl, much less a Mega, which is what he ran quite a bit at this point in time. So I figured it was going to be Mega. So here comes the Mega Aerodactyl. I got my Swampert out. And he goes for the Hone Claws here. So he's starting to get set up with the Mega Aerodactyl, of course. And this turn, he's going to go for EQ. I'll be able to live that fairly nicely because I am defensive Swampert. This is actually going to be a 3-hit KO, especially after leftovers. I go for the Toxic because I don't want a Waterfall in case the Toxic Croak comes back out and gets the Dry Skin. Just not something I want to deal with. Though I could have been fine going for that because I could have turned around and EQ'd the next turn, and I should have lived anything Toxic Croak wanted to do to me. So he's going to actually fly here. And I'm just going to set up my rocks while he's up there. Figure, hey, let's do something here. So, although Swampert will be able to take a fly fairly nicely, I don't necessarily want him taking damage that he doesn't need. I actually could have went for Waterfall here, killed the Aerodactyl and came back down. But I went out into Arcanine. Intimidate does work when you're in the air, for anybody who wants to know, for competitive fly users. So his attack drops, he uses fly, does quite a bit for me being a defensive Arcanine, but I guess he's neutral now after Intimidate drop for the Home Claws. Toxic is building up, and Rocky Helmet hurt him quite a bit too, so I'm going to switch back out into Swampert because Arcanine does not want to take an EQ for anything. He goes for the said EQ, and it does decent amount to my Swampert, but now that he's back down to neutral, it doesn't do as much. Toxic is again building up, and at this point, I figure, hey, let's go for the Waterfall. He is going to EQ again, and we will live it. And Waterfall will take out this Aerodactyl. So I could have taken this thing out years ago, but I decided to be goofy and toxic and all this stuff. Just afraid of the Toxic Croak, really. But it never ended up coming out. So I probably should have went for Waterfall when he was flying, because there's no way he was going to get away from it. But what are you going to do? So now he's going to bring out the Weezing, which my Swampert cannot touch. So I'm going to switch him out, save him for later. And I will go into Arcanine. Just because Weezing really can't touch Arcanine. Arcanine does have the Flamethrower, which should do a little bit. Plus, Will-O-Wisp won't work at all, so... again, this is a really old battle, so I'm not sure if I was expecting Will-O-Wisp or not. But I'm just going to go for Flamethrower, hit him on the specially defensive side. It's actually a 3-hit KO, which is just kind of bad. I might have to revisit this Arcanine set, because... it is Lax Nature, which is plus defense, minus special defense. I might go for something where it's minus speed, but I'm going to go for Morning Sun, so Thunderbolt can't take me out. And of course, he's going to continuously go for the Thunderbolt, probably hoping for the Paralysis hacks, but he's not getting them as of right now. And he's got Black Sludge. I've got Rocky Helmet, so it's not helping me as much. I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, because even though he can't Will-O-Wisp me, I'm going to Will-O-Wisp him. So we will get that residual damage off. I probably should have went straight for Flamethrowers, but what are you going to do? He's going to Thunderbolt again. I guess Will-O-Wisp was nice, because I'm going to have to Morning Sun here, just to save my Arcanine from falling, which I do go for the Morning Sun. I have to actually look... make sure I'm caught up on my notes in case I get because right here it takes a little while, because of course it's these two walls fighting with each other. So he's going to continuously Thunderbolt. Like I said, he's not going to switch up from Thunderbolt. But now he's kind of still at the spot from when we started with the whole battle of Arcanine Weezing here. So I'm going to Flamethrower, picking back up where I left off, and he is going to Thunderbolt my Arcanine. And even after Black Sludge, I do believe the Weezing goes down here. Because, no, Burn is not enough. He's got like 1 HP left. But he is going to withdraw the Weezing, having brought down my Arcanine quite a bit. He can switch it out and save it for fodder and bring in the Infernape now. I actually went for Extreme Speed here. Not quite sure why I didn't go for Flamethrower, although Extreme Speed is probably better for the Infernape anyway, just because it does resist Flamethrower. I do switch out now, because I don't want to take a close combat or anything. I'm going to switch to my Swampert just to sack it off here, because Swampert won't be able to do much else in this battle. So, of course, he close combats, takes out my Swampert. I'm not quite sure if Arcanine would have lived that or not. It probably wouldn't have, but I would have got some nice Rocky Helmet damage off. But I'm going to go out into Noivern. Noivern will outspeed this this Infernape and be able to get Hurricane off. But of course, this is the time when all I ever went for was Boom Burst with Noivern for some reason. He does bring in the Weezing, which dies to Stealth Rock, so I get the Boom Burst off for nothing. And he's going to bring out Donphan. I guess I'm not sure if this is especially defensive Donphan or not, but I didn't want to take an Ice Shard, so I actually switched out. Because Noivern does not... I didn't appreciate those. I go out into Arcanine. He actually predicts that after I intimidate him. He either predicts that or just Noivern leaving in general. And goes for the Earthquake, which is going to kill Arcanine. especially bulky as he is, especially after a crit. I don't think the crit mattered, to be honest. Even with the Intimidate, it probably would have killed. I don't know. But I'm going to bring in Go-Goat. Go-Goat matched up Donphan pretty nicely. He's going to switch out and go into Toxicroak, actually. And I'm going to get the bulk up here, which is going to help me quite a bit through the rest of this battle. So my attack, my defense raise, and now I'm going to go straight for the Earthquake, and Life Orb plus 1 Earthquake will take out Toxicroak, no problem. He probably went for Poison Jab there, but since he was paralyzed from my Snarler, he got to go second. So now he's going to bring in Elvis, which is the Needle King. The King is here. And because I am specially defensive, I am just going to stay in. He actually goes for Ice Beam. Sludge Wave probably would have taken me out, but because Ice Beam's not stab, it doesn't. And I go for another Earthquake. And Earthquake will destroy this Needle King, because I am plus 1 Life Orb. Needle King goes down. I don't even think I need Life Orb for that. So honestly, Leftovers probably would have been better on this Go-Goat, but I had Leftovers on Swampert, I think. I can't quite recall. But in comes the Donphan. He's going to go for the Ice Shard just to try and take me out. But because I am plus 1 in defense, I do live it, and I'm able to get a Horn Leech off to take out this Donphan. So, although we've been playing like a scrubby screw most of the game, we are coming back with this Go-Goat. Go-Goat's taking out how many Pokemon now? I took out the Toxicroak, the Needle King, the Donphan. So Go-Goat is on a nice little sweep here of 3. In comes the Infernape. Go-Goat does not want to deal with Infernape. So Infernape's just going to close combat me right in the face. And Go-Goat's going to go down. Poor Go-Goat. Never stood a chance against him. I mean, Go-Go got a nice little sweep started up there, so it's just Infernape left for him, and I got Noivern, so I'm kind of set in that department. I'm going to go for Boom Burst again. This is the time when I was using Boom Burst all the time. I probably had Hurricane, so it's probably better. I went for Boom Burst anyway. And that will take out the Infernape and end the battle. So, again, thank you guys so much for joining me for this year XY Wi-Fi battle. A little throwback to last year. I was about to say this happened about a year ago, but it actually shows when it was registered. But again, thank you guys so much for joining me. Be sure to go check out the Great Bulbasaurus Pedro. His link will be in the description below. And we will see you guys next time. Bye!